first of the season. Today, we're going to introduce ourselves, just who we are, what we do, what we love. And we're going to just kick this off and start off with Yoshi Vision.
What's up, guys? I'm Yoshi Visions. I am a content creator. I've been doing films for almost about 3 years, and I'm gotten to this point where I'm finally manifesting everything all in one with these fantastic people here.
No Face Films.
What's up, y'all? I am also a content creator. Mainly do a lot of music videos, but do a lot of branding as well. And yeah, we got an office out there.
We got an office out there. Now, where's that office? Let the people know.
It's in Whittier.
Whittier, California. We're looking at you guys.
Well, essentially, guys, we're more than just a content creators. We like to call it a design house because we kind of do a little bit of everything. You know, there's very no one place, one umbrella we fall under. We provide services, not a service. So, you know, like, for example, myself, I'm more of a graphic designer, photographer, product developer. I have a very huge background in product development, but I don't really use it constantly because it's not a gig that, you know, arrives here and there. It's a very unique gig. But like that, we do a lot of other things, marketing, branding, you know, logos. We do it all. You know, it's really tough to say, we're photographers or videographers or we do music videos. It's really a short spectrum to the full colors that we really are.
Right. There's a lot of videographers out here too. Like we were just talking about this, me and Ralph earlier in the office. Like we're a very close community. We're like a real a community of camera operators that are well known to know one person has a network connection to this person.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's really dope.
The network is essential to the work environment for sure, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially being all like self-contractors and we're doing our own thing, but essentially still working together. It's like a web, you know. We kind of know each other from that web, and when I mean web, like a spider web, not the internet web, but a web that we're all interconnected somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Yoshi, what's your hobby? Like other than obviously the photography and all that stuff, we know we do all this, but let's say you got to pick one thing and wake up that day and do it that day. What would you be happy to do that day?
Honestly, parkour. No, I'm just joking. Wake up in the morning already.
Yeah, just throw yourself out the window and stuff. Damn, let's start to say right.
Parkour. No. I think dancing. Dancing.
Oh, there's some
Really
passionate dancing. Damn, I didn't know this.
Yoshi's a really good dancer.
He's a break dancer. You break dance and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
you can
Male Gigolo Dance. Call me at 999-5. No,
Hey, but have you ever broken yourself break dancing?
no, actually, it's actually kind of crazy. I used to do breakdancing, and I always thought, I'm gonna break a finger, or a pinky, or a toe, or something, you know. But I've never broken anything. Luckily, you know, knock on wood. You know,
That's
I don't
crazy.
wanna-
That's crazy. I actually, one thing that I used to do that I don't do anymore is I used to do music engineering.
Yeah.
And on top of the music engineering, I did DJing. And I was a hype man. So at 14 years old, you know, I'm on stages. And
You were a hype man. How did you hype people up? What would you say?
Yeah. No, like it was Latin music, you know, reggaeton, and we used to just, you know, get it going, perreo, you know, that countries, all that stuff. Yeah, it's more about being the supporting act to the artist. You're helping him breathe. That's really your job.
Yeah.
You say the words that he doesn't have to say, so he could breathe and keep going. That's really what your job is.
Yeah.
But obviously those yeahs are still in there, you know. But shots, you know, we're all in there. But you know, it's just interesting, you know, because we all did something. I didn't know he did dance, but yeah, I used to work with a lot of dancers because we used to like hire girls to be in their background for stuff like that.
I probably came to one of yours. I was shaking my booty.
Yeah, probably. Jose, how about you? What's your deepest, darkest secret that you don't share? And I mean, it's in hobby. Let's not go dark.
What's it called? Hobbies? I mean, I do everything. I play guitar. I be going to shows. Sometimes I'll jam out with the homies too.
Damn. What do you, the guitar? Like guitar, electric guitar?
Yeah, I play electric guitar. I play acoustic guitar.
That's
I can
awesome.
sing a little.
You could sing.
Yeah, I can sing. You should go to karaoke with me.
All right. Give me a little preview.
Nah, I'm not gonna sing.
Dude, you got the mic in front of you.
I need like a guitar. I don't feel like I'm not like a singer, so it's not like a strong.
Give me that metal voice. Like, yeah. That's hilarious. All right, that's cool. I mean, we all have our little hobbies. I actually
he sings in the showers.
I can see that. I mean, I love singing in the shower. His hair, shampoo twice. You got to kill sometime, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny because I play the drums. You know this.
Oh yeah, you do.
Play drums?
I play the drums.
Oh yeah, we never jammed out.
We never jammed out. You never brought your guitar. So I had a electric drum set, but I ended up giving it away to my niece. She loves music, so she's into that stuff. So it's not gone. It's there. But I just didn't need the space. I kind of needed the space for something else. That thing takes a lot of room. And it's not gone forever. I can still play it. I still know how to play it. But, it was a learning curve again, getting the dynamics again, bouncing the stick 3 times in one hand and one in the other, like the actual hard dynamics of drumming, not just boom, bing, like not the, not that, you get me? Like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the real dynamics of drumming. And that's what I was into back in school, like reading notes. And coming back to it was difficult. It was not an easy task, but I mean, I got my kicks out of it.
Yeah,
I used it for like 6 months and be like, all right, I'm bored. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's build a PC. Let's get something else going.
What got you into filming?
So
after that,
it's funny. It's funny because music is what brought me into the design industry. I understood design, but never really knew it. I always used to like to take pictures, but never really knew it. But the music industry is what brought me into it. We did a whole album. It was a mixtape. We were ready to get it out, and we were like, okay, we need album art. We're like, oh shit, how do we do album art? So I just got thrown into the fire and got into the design realm, and it just took over. It was just like easy language, self-taught. I learned everything by myself. I didn't really like go to classes for anything. So just the passion took over, and MySpace. MySpace was the real reason.
MySpace was great.
Because MySpace, like, I started doing graphics.
Yeah.
And then using, I don't know if you remember the slicing tool in Photoshop.
Oh, yeah.
That little, like, knife. Essentially, with that knife, you could create cuts in your photo and export the cuts. So you could build a CSS code as one picture. So one picture, each different block, it's different link, essentially.
Yeah.
And it builds one full image, making it look like a website.
Yeah.
I used to make a lot of money doing that for artists, for music. Like they wanted it for a weekend. They wanted to do a page for a weekend. So 2 days. I mean, a lot of work, first of all, but for 2 days of showcasing, I would make money off of that. So that's kind of what transcended the music industry. It's when you're like up and coming and you're doing your own thing. There's not a lot of money in it. People don't like to pay for services for engineering or anything like that. Especially me as a rookie engineer, you can't charge a lot of money. Yeah. So there was not a lot of money in it for me. And I started doing the design stuff, and I saw the money pile up. And I'm like, this is what I need to do. This is what's calling. It's easy to me. I found out I had creativity, because I can't draw for shit, guys. I can't draw to save my life. But put me behind a computer, and I can make some shit happen. You get me? So it's crazy how that transcended, and it just never shifted back. But the whole music realm, I understand. Like this whole podcast thing it's easy because I understand how sound is supposed to work. Yeah. But I honestly think I did make the right decision shifting over to design. It's not one job.
Yeah.
It's what I like. You wake up and do something different every day.
Yes, sir.
Like today, I'm doing a podcast.
Right on. Episode 1.
Episode uno.
001.
001. What got you into photography, Yoshi?
Photography?
Or, videos or whatever.
No, photography, photography and videos. Never really got into photography, so I was more of a video type of guy. So right after high school, this guy would film before high school. You would film everything, like every event. It'd be like either like boys would be girls for football as cheerleaders, and the girls would be football players for like football players. So we would like the little switcheroony thing. So you record every event, right? Like that, homecoming dances, events in the little choir, and I go up to him and I would just ask him questions like, bro, how do you do this, And he'll hand me the camera, go to like every spot, hit the corners, and just like capture everybody's moments and highlights, So after high school, he recorded that video for us, and he made it for all of the high schoolers, right? So I go over to his house, and he has like the same setup as freaking Alex has, right? So if you guys haven't seen his setup, Alex's setup is amazing. So he had the same setup, like 3 screens and everything, and I would just look and I'd be like, this guy's like hacker, right? So he's just been like,
you used a laptop for that,
Yeah, I know. And I got so inspired. I was like, damn. So I was still acting at the time too. So I was doing theater arts and doing camera work at the same time after. So
it was just an easy transition to go from one to the other.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't easy because I loved acting, and it's a little competition.
Yeah, it's
on
competitive.
live.
It's competitive work
definitely
for sure.
competitive.
It's not an
Acting
easy thing, you know. Everybody says you're 1 in a million, but you're honestly 1 in 10 million or 20 million.
Right.
Because especially in LA, like look at us, as creatives. There's competition out there, a lot of competition
a lot of
in
competition.
LA,
That's very
but
true.
you won't see that anywhere else. Like if we were to set a base in like Texas or Milwaukee, we could get business. Yeah. There's not a lot of people out there doing what we do. You know what I mean? But here in LA, it's very competitive. You really got to stand out. And same thing with acting. I think acting is probably worst. You get me? You know what? The thing about acting is not about if you have a look. Is you kind of have a range of age that you could get discovered. So if you don't get discovered in that range, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get discovered later on.
I will disagree because there are some people that come up like when they're older.
Yeah, but they
because
have like a film background already, right? They've been in movies.
Like some
And
kind of
most of the
portfolio.
people,
Yeah.
most of the people who come back and they're probably in low budget films and they have an outbreak of a film, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see like a brand new. Okay, Liam Neeson, that guy from the Taken movies.
I love Liam Neeson.
He came out of
Very good
nowhere.
actor.
I'll give you that. I don't.
Liam Neeson has been acting since the 80s, dog.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You
See,
just
I
weren't
didn't-
on deck with him.
I was not on deck with Liam Neeson, I guess. But that's my point exactly. Like, he had an outbreak role later on in his life.
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah.
he came out, and now he's a big star. Now he's like he has a character that he kind of has to play, and every time you see him in a movie, it's kind of that character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same, So that's a good example, right? Like acting is very competitive. For all we know, Yoshi might be that guy that be doing Al Capone in 20 years. For all we know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta watch out, y'all.
You would never know. You never know what
never
character
know.
you could be playing. Maybe
That's
you're
true.
not a young character and you're an older character down the road. You just never know. So because nowadays, they don't hire young people in like that anymore.
No.
It's about
That's rare, huh?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
18-year-olds, 19-year-olds be playing 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Then you bring back the whole Justin Bieber or the boys band, or at least some
We
kind
should
of like.
creating a star.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But no, yeah, that's how I got into video. One of my boys was just filming at high school, and I just caught on. I was like, dude, teach me your ways. Teach me.
I guess I had the same
sensei.
experience with music because my brother paid a record label a whole bunch of money to produce an album for him. And I used to go with him in all the recording sessions and see what they would do on the computer, take notes. But the thing that inspired me is their console. They had a console like this, but it's a whole table of all
okay,
channels, and they're connected with the program, so they move as per the tracks. It's pretty neat. So that's what really got me into, I guess, computers. I guess I was like, damn, that's a cool console. I want to know how to do that, It never came true because I don't really need that many tracks. You get me? Who needs like 40 tracks in one of those tables?
Yeah.
You get me? Who the fuck needs 40 tracks? Like, unless you're doing like live stuff, that's a lot. Of
Maybe
tracks.
like opera shit or something too.
Not even like live music, like multiple
Yeah.
instruments, because
Yeah, exactly.
you'll need to record each instrument a couple of times,
Yep.
and then do the vocals a couple of times. I can see it then, but still, that's a lot. But anyways, point is that's kind of what introduced me into this, and then it drove me into design, which honestly is the best decision I've ever taken in my life.
Yeah.
I love design. But how about you, Jose? What's your backstory?
What's it called? I was in a group, like in a photography group that was run by the lady from Saved by the Bell. She came out in the last season of it. Her name is Leanna Carell. I think that's how you say her last name. And what's it called? It's actually down the street right here on Wilshire. That one church, that one like old classic church where they shot that
Rector Berendo?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So right there, we kicked it in the basement. That church is a Presbyterian church, so like they allow like a bunch of other shit. So what's it called? We would do it in the basement, and we shot in Hogas, which are like these plastic little cameras, and they shoot on film. And so I went because my homie was going, and he told me to shoot through with him, and we're just faded. Like, so I was like, all right, cool, let's go. Like, and I went as a joke. But then, it was like a big ass circle, and then everybody was talking, and then they're like, "So are you gonna join?" And I was like, I just felt pressured, and I was like, well, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it." But it was really cool doing that. What's it called? I started learning. That camera's just a point and shoot, but kind of teaches you a little bit about composition and shit, you know.
Yeah,
And then
that's something that a lot of people don't take the time to learn.
yeah.
Composition.
And then what's it called? And they actually had an art gallery for us. So they actually rented an art gallery, and they were selling the pictures for like $500 and shit.
What?
Yeah.
Did they sell your picture?
Yeah,
They sold your picture.
yeah. I sold all my pictures.
Did it feel good?
Yeah, it felt good. What's it called? The pictures were trash.
Question. Did you develop the film?
No, one of the kids was developing it,
Gotcha.
but they built like a little develop room in there.
A dark room. That's
Yeah.
interesting because a lot of people who I've talked to about photography specifically, they fell for photography because of the developing process.
Yeah,
But
that shit is awesome.
the chemical compounding, getting your picture to come out right, all that stuff is what drove him into photography. I'm the complete opposite. You know, I am the opposite. For me, lighting brought photography to me. I like lighting. So
Really good.
yeah, once I understood lighting, I'm like, okay, photography is a whole different realm for me.
Yeah.
I don't see it the same way anymore, and I don't even like shooting without like strobes or lights anymore. I kind of have a style that I like to stick to, and I kind of want to develop that further. So I need to spend more money on flashes, which is not a cheap process. But that's definitely something that I really, really, really like. You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of people like to do like low light photography and stuff like that. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but it's not my style. I'm more of like a setup kind of guy. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
love
do like
lights.
magazine style.
Yeah, editorial.
Yes, editorial, exactly.
Good.
Like I'm trying to
Get your
shoot for
GQ model,
GQ,
bro.
exactly. Like GQ or what do you call it? I think it's GQ shoots for the Oscars every year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. They do a setup.
like the portraits.
Yeah, they do a setup, and everybody after they win, they take their portraits in this
Yeah.
room. It's the same
really
room.
nice.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of shit I want to do. Like that's the kind of shit that I want to do. Like that's what I aspire to do with photography.
Yeah.
I love video, and it's funny because I did video back in the day without realizing it. Like my cousin used to dance techno, tectonics, and I used to go out with him into different places in Koreatown and shoot. And I used to do that, you know, that cut where he doesn't look like he moves. But we're in a different location.
Yeah.
So I used to do that shit back in like 2001, 2002. And I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot about this phase that I had. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's just all design. Like to me, I don't see these old jobs as different tasks.
Yeah.
I always see them as one thing. Like video is, okay, I got to do some design work. You know what I mean? I don't see it, I got to do video work or photography work. At the end of the day, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Me and my homie Brandon Nunez, what's it called? We used to shoot things on the VHS cameras, and we used to do like in camera edits.
Oh, where you
Like,
rewind and record on top?
Yeah. Well, just like cutting on the spot. So like, you know, like I'm gonna like we had this one where I transform into a box. You get me? And then so it's like, and then like, you know, you freeze it, and then like
You rewind it a little and record
Yeah.
over it.
yeah, and then you know you put the box or whatever.
That's VFX, dude.
Yeah.
That's VFX. If you call that's high end VFX, if you tell me, bro, because I didn't even have cuts back in the day. You get me?
Yeah.
To do it in camera, it's another level of pressure and another level of creativity.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people don't realize. Like when you had cameras in the film,
Yeah.
you had 27 shots or 24 shots.
Oh yeah.
If you fucked it up, you know, I mean, you got to do a whole other film, a whole roll. You got to keep track of where the good photos are at. It was a whole different process. We live in a complete different era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's just we are trigger whores, what I like to call it. We like to push that trigger.
I love pushing that trigger.
Yeah, it gives us satisfaction, but you know what we fucking complain about is the post.
Yeah.
When we see 3,000 photos, we're like, ah, shit.
I don't mind it. I like looking at 3,000 photos.
I like it too, to a certain extent. You get me? So I try to be a little smarter with the trigger now. Like I don't shoot in high speed no more.
I love high speed shooting, bro.
I kind of like turn myself down to like medium, you know, or like so. Oops.
But then low.
You know, those situational. You know, and I was doing the soccer stuff.
Yeah, you gotta shoot.
You
Fast.
just gotta shoot fast. You have to shoot fast. There's nothing you could do. You gotta have to do it. And you gotta shoot in JPEG too, or else
Yeah.
you can't process the photos in time.
When I was doing red carpets, you had to shoot fast too because you only get the actor for like a second and shit.
And those flashes must throw you off, right? Like all the amount of flash going off.
You know what? It's fucking crazy because everybody there had a crazy motherfucking setup, like with flashes and all this crazy shit. And their pictures were fucking basic, bro. And then like I was just like I wouldn't even need to go like with a flash. Actually, I would borrow your flash, but sometimes I wouldn't use it because it was already lit. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's pretty bright. I mean, we have the Sonys. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's only
So
something else.
it was funny because they tried to clown me when I was there. First of all, the fucking red carpet photographer fucking toxic community, bunch of assholes in the motherfucker. They're like paparazzi.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's mostly what they do, right? They go to the events, then they follow them after.
they're fucking assholes, dude. Like they like try to sabotage each other. It's kind of crazy. But like
Did
they
you
were
have
trying.
the works experience with that?
Yeah, they tried to clown me because I had a Sony, and they're like, oh, you're working on a Sony, Canon, and I'm like, and I was like, and then like all like what's it called? All my shit was going like it was really good or whatever.
Yeah, the eye autofocus would be very helpful at that situation.
Yeah.
I could imagine them like you hitting that high speed, and they'd be like, "That's still taking like 5 pictures," and being upset about it.
Yeah. No, there's sometimes you don't get a good picture of an actor and shit.
Yeah, because you need that high speed at that situation. You know, time is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's funny you mentioned that because they weren't like the FIFA people, or sorry, the CONCACAF is what it was. But I guess they're all over the place. But the people who work in those events, they're not toxic, but they're not helpful. Like the
guys I'm talking about are toxic.
No, they're not toxic. Like the people I work with are really cool, but they don't want to show you what they do.
Right.
They don't want to show you what they do.
Like, because not even cocky.
It's very competitive. This is where I kind of like saw a whole new space. But what they do is secrets going out there right now, guys. Take notes. What they do is they shoot in JPEG, and they either have a runner in the back in the computer, or if they're working alone, they have their setup there. And they're using 2 memory cards. So they put a memory card in the computer after they shoot, put a memory card back in the camera, and they're uploading their photos and tagging them as they're shooting the event. Why? Is because they're uploading to Getty Images.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're selling a photo multiple times for about $400, $500.
Yeah.
So the goal is to be there on the site first.
Yeah.
You want to have your photos be there as soon as possible because the editors are already writing the papers.
Whoa.
As the event is going on, they're upstairs in the press box doing their writing for these articles as they're like the first half articles come out, you know, boom, 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 and someone scored, blah, 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 blah. We need photos of that. So then they're buying those. And it's not just one person doing these articles, it's many news agencies from many countries. So these fools are making, like in one photo, over $2,000, $3,000 per photo.
But you got to sell it first, though.
No, but that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying because I saw one of the guys. Apparently, one of the guys that I was sitting next to, and he was pretty friendly, but he wasn't saying too much. He was just being cool and friendly, right? Apparently, he's one of the top guys that does this. Yeah. So he was showing me as, oh look, I just sold that same image 4 times.
What?
And we were 20 minutes into the game. Like
within seconds?
No, I mean it took 5 minutes when he showed me that, but the point is that 20 minutes into a soccer game, you know,
Damn.
There's not even halftime, right?
That is crazy.
He sold 4 images. He probably made about $1,000 to $2,000 out of those. That one photo, and he's doing that several times in one game. You get me? And that game that I went to was a doubleheader, so it was one team versus another, and then another team versus another back to back.
Yeah.
So that fool made a lot of money because he didn't even need to change the locations. The only thing he did is he kept with the bigger team. So it was Mexico versus Costa Rica and then USA versus Canada. So he was facing where USA was scoring because we could get more pictures of the USA women. Because I guess that's what was making the money. You get me? So that's the only thing that you got to be selective on where you sit. I kind of stayed in one place because I was just going for the experience. I wanted to understand the industry, and I learned a lot in the games that I did. I also learned that a badge means a lot in these things because I was walking in that bitch like I owned the place, and they're like, "Oh, go this way. Oh no, come this way." I'm like, whoa.
Definitely.
I was like, what is this? What is this thing? So it was a really cool experience. I experienced. I definitely gonna do it again. COVID definitely put a halt on that. It's really tougher to get accepted now.
Hey, fucking one time, I know this dude called El Terrible on fucking La Raza.
El Terrible.
Yeah, El Terrible. That's my homie. That's the big homie. What's it called? And so we're gonna go to Mexico, and we wanted to talk with the mayor. And what's it called? That fool was sending us, but like we weren't really like under like La Raza. You get me? It was just him kind of like doing almost like a freelance kind of thing.
Yeah. Using that statue of La Raza to get him
in. And then like I literally went on photo. Like my homies are like, "Hey, can you Photoshop us badges?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we went on like on Photoshop, and I made like La Raza. You know, I put his face and all that shit, and then I put our names. And that shit got and we got it laminated and everything, and we got it like on
A lanyard.
a lanyard, and like that shit, they were letting us everywhere, bro. And I'm like, dude, I just made this shit up.
That's hilarious, bro. I mean, I got passes from the venue, so they
Yeah.
had like icons and
Yeah.
like for me, it had floor level. They meant that I could be in the field essentially. So that's what that pass gave me. But I went through the back because I wanted to exit, right, and I didn't want to go through the front, go up through the stairs.
Yeah.
So I went through the back, and I said to one of the securities, "Hey, where's the exit?" He's like, "Go straight, go past the locker room. You could go in the locker room if you want, but go past the locker room to the door on the left, and that's the private exit." So I'm like, "What? Like the locker room? Yeah, they're taking press in the locker room too." I'm like, because I had my press pass, I could have gone there, but I was trying to leave. I was definitely trying to leave.
Get out of here, man.
It was a mission, like parking. Luckily, it was a really good setup, so I had free parking and everything. I was in front in the side of where the team gets in, so it was a very chill setup. But I knew it was gonna be a nightmare to leave with all this crowd in there. You get me? So I had my photos. I was happy. It's starting to rain. I didn't have anything for the camera, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I didn't stay for the full event. I think I left at the 67th minute of the whole game, so it wasn't bad. It was like 20 something minutes.
When I shot the Golden Globes, what's it called? Everybody had a system like that, kind of like the one that you're talking about, where they had a runner and shit. And I literally was the only one with like no laptop and
because
just
you
taking
had a quota,
pictures.
right? You had a quota to get it there by the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually working for freelance themselves.
Yeah,
That's why they're
yeah.
sabotaging. That's why they're like fighting each other for the good photos.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if you have the same photo as the person next to you, it's not gonna be the same chances of you getting it sold.
Yeah.
You get me? So they want to like, that guy has a good photo. You
Yeah.
get me? And
Dude,
that's-
and a lot of these guys are trash, dude. Like, no offense to them. Sorry, guys, but your work is trash. What's it called? Like it was so bad in the red carpet like field, like it's so bad, and it's a very small small people too. Like you see the same foods in almost every event, and then but there's such jerks. They're such dicks that I think it's what it is that makes them dicks is they're trying to get that reaction. So like everybody's yelling.
Yeah.
And in the Golden Globes, we were in this one room, so we were just photographing the winners. So like the winners come in, with like their badge and shit. Like, and what's it called? The fucking actor from Succession, that old dude. I don't know his name, but he like came in. He was like, "Shut up, you animals!" Like,
wow. Yeah. He shut you guys up.
yeah, fucking. Well, like people are dicks there. I don't blame them.
I mean,
That's
I get
crazy.
it though. I get it. Like, I mean, look at the football players. They do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
And they get it. They get annoyed of having a camera in their face, but
Yeah.
it's part of their job. It's in their contract to do the press.
Yeah,
They have to do
Yeah,
it.
you have to do it. 'Cause
They
that's how
have
you
to
sell
do
shit.
it. If not,
You
you
gotta
get
make a
fined.
name for yourself.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, bro.
That is.
I would love to have that job and
Just
be like,
a-
why did you suck today? like, what did your quarterback suck today?
Yeah.
Tell me why. No excuses. Just tell me why. You know?
You could be honest. Come on.
It's funny because last week, Bill Belichick, I don't know if you know who that is. It's the England Patriots coach. He got asked by a reporter. She was like, "Hey, football aside, is there any New Year's resolutions you want to talk about this year that you want to share with us?" This is after a loss. He's like,
Audacity.
"No, not today. Maybe
No.
next week." Like, how do you ask that during a football conference? You know what I mean? Like, you just took an opportunity for a football question. You
Damn.
brought the New Year's. I mean, that was funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. But I guess that would be a pretty fun job to go out there and just ask the questions, the tough questions.
Yeah.
You know who like doesn't give no fucks about the press people? Donald Trump.
That
That guy's a
dick.
fucking master.
That-
That fucking like, no, you suck. Like I'm gonna answer you like you. Like,
You got to remember, that fool comes from a business background. So
Yeah.
he's used to being the boss.
yeah.
He's used to being heard and not questioned. You get
Yeah.
me? You get paid by him to hear his voice. But when you're in the press, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So it was his way of maintaining control. It's definitely it's what they call it's like a what do you call that? What do you call a mental move?
Yeah.
That to portray power. Like this is a funny one, guys. It's a funny one. If you're in any situation that you need a raise from like an employer, right? Like a boss, do anything possible to ask for that raise while you're sitting in your boss's chair,
Huh.
right? it's funny because every time in one of my jobs, my boss will call me in to do something with his computer. Hey, my computer's not working. So I would have to come behind his desk, and he would sit in front of me.
you. Yeah.
And then the first time I was doing stuff, and I'm like, hey, the person I will not disclose the name, we need to talk. I need a raise, right? And then, we talked about it, and he's like, all right. I walked out of there with a raise, right? The second time, that happened probably like a year and a half later. I'm like, I moved the mouse, and I lifted it up, and I'm like, is that time again? It's like, for the talk. Yep, we're having the talk again. So I walked out of there with a raise again.
Nice.
Whoa.
A year and a half later, again, take ours, and it's always a year and a half later because I'm supposed to get a raise every year, and he never gave it to me. So I would wait 6 months and then ask for it, right? So this next year, a year and a half later, same scenario. I'm fixing his computer, and I just left the mouse, and I moved it to the side. He's like, shit, it's time for that call again. It's time for that talk again. He's like, yep, yes, it is. We didn't even have to have a conversation. Like, all right, don't worry, I'll get you a raise.
Nice.
So, trust me, it works. It's a power shift is what it is. He's used to being in this side and looking down at you, but now he's forced to be from a different perspective that he's not used to. So it's an uncomfortable feeling. Just it's a mental thing. Yeah. It works every time. So never ask for a raise in a place where he's in power. If you don't have access to that chair, take him to where a place he's not in power. Take him to the bathroom. You get me? While he's taking a piss, hey, we need to talk. I need a raise. He feels not in control. It's a very mental thing, bro. It's like talking to a boxer in the weigh-in. Talking smack, and he can't touch you because if or else he'll throw all the money away.
No.
You get me? It's the same way. That's why they talk so much shit in weigh-ins. You get me? Because if you get touched, you pretty much break the contract.
I see.
You get me? So it's the same scenario. You're like, oh, shit, I can't touch him out here.
People get paid to do what we do.
Like what? Like work?
Design shit. And I sometimes look at it and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this doesn't even make any sense.
Well, let's don't say that. That's where people don't see the value, right? Like,
no, I'm not saying that it's not valuable. I'm just saying it's so much fun. It's so you have it's so to me it's like it's so much not work.
Yes,
that it's crazy. That I think it's crazy.
Okay.
But
I'll feel you there. But I think you're missing a point. NFTs.
Ooh. NFTs. That's just a scam, bro.
Man. Really?
Nah, dude. NFTs are beautiful.
It's a scam. I knew it.
It's a pyramid scheme, dog.
It's
scammers.
You know what NFTs are?
Yes.
What are they?
Non-fungible.
Almost there.
Totem.
Tokens.
Totems.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means...
You can say the word. You can say the abbreviation, but do you know what the fuck it means?
It just means this right here is owned. Remainder. You see the little R right there? It's right there. I see it. If you guys don't see it, fuck.
So essentially what it means is that it's something you own that there's only one of.
Right.
So,
but some NFTs have multiple.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They have collections.
Oh,
they have collections where they're probably the same monkey in different outfits.
Oh,
you get me?
I see.
But it's not the same item.
I see.
You get me? It's not the same item. But you know where it gets crazy? People don't know about these NFTs, but essentially, like Ape, what they're doing is they're selling you a photo, but that photo gets you unlimited access to all their events.
Oh.
So it's an addition. That's why they're so expensive.
I've been hearing that you can now go to events like $1 million fucking mansion house parties, but with like at least some NFTs on your back or like a badge.
The only way you get invited is by owning the NFT.
Or that too, yeah.
If you don't own the NFT, then you don't get invited. So, but it's really interesting what they're doing, bro. I mean, I guess it's more worth to own one just to see the people you're gonna meet.
True.
Than it is to actually own one.
I see.
There's going to come a day and age, and this is something I want to do. Someone's going to steal it. I want to create a frame that you scan with your wallet, and you could showcase your art that you own. It's like holding the Mona Lisa in your house, because that item is only one of a kind.
Like a museum of you.
Oh, yeah.
You get me? So nobody else could scan anything else. It's just your wallet in your own home in your own frame. And nobody else can see the photos, only the people in your house. That's pretty fucking amazing if you ask me.
Pretty cool.
I mean, it's kind of stupid that you are making money from a photo, but think about it this way. Did you ever own Pokemon when you were little?
No.
In the game?
Oh, yeah, I did.
The Game Boy. Did you guys ever trade Pokemon with your friends in that wired?
Yeah.
Did you ever? Right.
That shit was
Did you
dumb.
ever pay a friend for a Pokemon?
No.
I did.
You did.
You bought an NFT. You bought an NFT because that Charizard was more valuable to you and your Game Boy than it was to him. And now you own that one Charizard. Even though there's 20,000 Charizards out there, you bought that Charizard. And it's in your Game Boy. That's what makes it non-fungible because it's in your Game Boy.
I was trying to get a Blastoise, and I did.
I had the Charizard. I had all the freaking birds. I used to play yellow version like there was no tomorrow, but I just gave up a yellow version.
Was the shit.
That was it. I didn't go past yellow version.
Is there a Pokemon one for the Switch?
There's the same Pokemon games that you have for the Game Boy. You could get them for the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's what the big thing is now.
Can you Pokemon battle online?
Yeah.
What? Hell yeah.
Damn, this is a whole.
You better get your controllers, bro.
We lost the podcast here. We're Pokemon here. We're Pokemon here. No, but that's my point. Like people don't see value in things until you need it, right? So yeah, these NFTs is essentially trading currency for a photo, but the photo cannot be replicated. You only own it, and it's on the ledger. So essentially, crypto works by there's this website where you can see every single transaction ever made.
Yeah.
Right. And in that transaction, your wallet is going to go, hey, this wallet paid this wallet this much money and got this photo in return. So in there is forever said that you own that item. And nobody else could take that away from you because it's on the fucking Bible pretty much.
Right, because now you own it.
Exactly. But the thing is that it's a public thing. There's not one like entity. Like the whole thing about these cryptocurrencies is that you're not investing in a government. When you're in dollars, you're investing in the United States government. When you're in Canadian dollars or whatever, the loonies and toonies, you're in Canadian government money. So the way it works is that the bank says, hey, Alex wants to send money to Yoshi, right? So the bank says, Alex is sending money to Yoshi. So now they know what I sent you and who we are and where we live, right? Crypto says, hey, wallet 001 is sending money to 002. Mm-hmm. And there's not a government saying that. There's no bank saying that. It's literally the miners moving the money. So mining is the transactions being moved.
Oh,
so it's digitally, but it's being controlled by people who are mining the coin. So essentially, they get paid. So they say this is a transaction. I'm sending you $20. This is $20. Part of it goes to this miner. Part of it goes to that miner. And part of it goes to that miner. Right? They have to solve problems that then get sent back to the blockchain. And once all those problems are solved, it's pretty much a transaction being moved. They get paid for whatever the cut they did. They get a little portion of that because they solved the problems. So they get paid to solve those problems. And I'm talking about problems like zeros and ones, computing. You get me? And that's what mining is.
Matrix.
Essentially what it is. So you're getting paid to solve transactions. And there's no government saying, hey, this went to him, and there's no names in exchange. So it's private. Also, if I have to send you $7 million, how much is the bank going to charge us?
Probably more.
It's going to charge us like $500,000 or something like that. Like half a
million. Doing all that work.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in crypto, you pay $30. Yeah. $30 to send $7 million, dude. $30. There's just a processing fee, and there's a cap to the processing fee. You get me? That's insane.
That is insane.
You get me? And that's why this crypto shit is going places. It's because of that. Because we're not relying on the government. So it can't collapse.
It was collapsing now, but not no more.
I mean, it could collapse.
Everything
it could definitely could collapse, but it would take. I mean, for Bitcoin, for example, to collapse, it would take a lot because this is such a stupid number now. It's so hard.
56, 46, it always jumps back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, he broke the record. It hit 70 this year. It hit 70 this year. When we started the year, it was at like 20, bro. It hit 70 this year. So think about where it's going. There's still we're like. If you really think about crypto, we're in the early phases back when we had like dial-up internet. That's where we are with crypto. Yeah. It's gonna go in so many other places. It's gonna be crazy.
Digital money.
And like I said, don't sell your crypto. Save it.
Hear that? You little tubers.
If you could make one movie, what movie would you make?
Like a movie that's already out?
No, you just make a movie.
Interesting. That's an interesting question because I've been wanting to make a horror film. I've been telling you about this for a while.
Oh, Yoshi really loves horror too.
Yeah, I want to do a
All
horror film,
ears.
but I want to do like some of like Midsommar kind of horror that
Ooh.
just
Yeah, I love
fucks with you.
Midsommar, Yeah.
Like just fucks with you and it keeps you thinking for like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that movie right there.
yeah,
I love that. I love
Like
those
that's the
type
kind of like
things.
I don't want to go that deep because they went stupid deep. Like the whole like incest or not even incest. I guess underage. Baby making and
Just
the whole
cult,
ritual cult thing. I didn't like. I didn't like that whole sex part of it, but the cult aspect of the whole keeping you high and controlled.
Yeah.
It's symbolic, bro. It's symbolic to what we do every day. You get me? We are brainwashed and we are manipulated and we're under control.
Essentially, it's all
Just not the same way.
yeah. It all comes back to lizards,
Lizard.
reptiles,
White lizards.
Reptiles used to run the world. So
I mean, you
never
mean
know.
the dinosaurs?
I mean,
They were big ass reptiles. That's what they were.
they were bigger reptiles,
They were
but
big ass reptiles.
but sometimes sometimes lizards. Well, I may be getting more deeper into it, but lizards are kind of like running the world too.
Like
I'm so
reptilians.
lost. I'm so like you're talking about reptilians, like
Reptilians,
aliens.
like aliens, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This was getting into the conspiracy side of the podcast.
Okay, but okay. But
Episode
that's why I was
3.
like, wait a minute, I'm
Episode
getting way
3.
too deep.
Lizards.
Do you know why episode 3?
Why?
Oh. The triangle.
We were working on something, and I'm not gonna mention like names because of the content
Non-disclosure.
of all this shit.
Non-disclosure.
But what's it called? We were working on something, and what's it called? There was a girl with a fupa, like like a fupa.
What's a
like,
fupa?
Like a little bit, like the gut kind of area.
Uh-huh.
Like between like.
So you mean a hanging gut? Is that what you're saying?
Not like a hanging gut. It's like a fupa. I don't know. But,
Like a fupa.
It's a fupa.
like
Some
a-
girls have fupas. But the point is, like, this girl wore a dress, and we're taking pictures of it. But because she wore, like, regular underwear instead of, like, a thong, like a triangle happened. And I was telling, like, we were telling the client, I'm like, bro, like, people are going to think you're in the Illuminati.
She's looking like
symbols and
she was
shit.
out there looking like a Teletubby, bro.
Yeah, kind of like that. Nah, she was
Perfect
look that bad. It
triangle.
just you gotta look at it. It's kind of crazy though.
That's
but I was like,
hilarious.
yeah, it was a triangle.
You gotta show me that.
Yeah,
You gotta show me that later. I want to see that. I'm gonna probably color correct it and put her in a Teletubby suit. You send it back to her. Man, well, we could say that was a successful podcast. That felt very natural,
cool.
very good.
Yeah.
So again, thank you guys for coming. We're gonna definitely do this again. We have the conspiracy podcast coming soon. It's coming
Yes.
soon. We're gonna sit another one and do
All
a
the
space talk.
cheese.
We really want to talk space, and that might be like really really long because I love space. So tune back again next week, tomorrow,
it.
or the next day. We don't know.
Episode
I don't
1,
know.
baby.
Just come back.
You might not know either.
You're gonna like it.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, just getting started.
Uno.
AM Studios.
Yoshi Visions.
No Face Films.
Catch us on Instagram. Catch us on YouTube. Catch us everywhere else. We'll see you guys around.